Okay, Janet's shoes, Kurt Cobain's etchings, maybe not so priceless to some people.
But they are up for grabs to the highest bidder, and we'll tell you how much those items and more are going for in one of the biggest rock memorabilia auctions going on now. Welcome back, everyone. 6 minutes before the top of the hour. The website, ITSONLYROCKNROLL.com auction is allowing you to take a piece of Jimi Hendrix and Janet Jackson with you.
But of course, it goes to the highest bidder. We get more now from Candace Gibson and ITSONLYROCKNROLL.com's Mark Zacharin.
So I guess this is sort of like the table that if you really have a lot of money and you're a huge music fan or have one on your guest list, it's sort of like one-stop shopping, I guess.
One-stop shopping for rock and roll memorabilia.
Gotta look at that trumpet, and it looks really cool, and I imagine it had a brush with greatness. Who?
This was a Miles Davis, godfather of jazz trumpet. He was friends with Sugar Ray Robinson. Miles was a great boxing fan, and he gave it to Sugar Ray's son.
He gave it to Sugar Ray's son.
Yes,
and then how did you guys get a hand
Eventually,
on it?
it got into an auction house, and it was purchased, and eventually recirculated again into our auction house.
And something like that's going for $15,000.
Begins at $15,000.
Yeah,
could sell for 20s or 30s. They have before. It's an early Martin trumpet. It's a good trumpet as well.
Wow. And these little shoes, you would think that. I don't know what you would think when you take a look at these shoes, but what's the story behind that?
These are Michael Jackson's shoes, used in concert appearances around the world, and they appeared in the film, the Moonwalker film, in 1988. And he's signed them, Love Michael Jackson, and actually these went to one fellow's collection for many years, and then he recently sold it, and it ended up in our auction.
Wow. And the starting bid on those?
Is $10,000.
Okay. Shoes also Jackson's?
Michael's sister, circa 1970s, her baby sandal, with a baby photo signed and a 8x10 glossy signed by Janet.
Okay. Now, is it any better, and does it go, is it more important when it's like kept in something like this, or as opposed to just out there?
People generally, you know, frame and shadow box things to put on the wall and stuff. It doesn't necessarily add to the value.
Okay.
It makes it a lot more, you know, appealing.
Mark, let's check out this. What's the deal on this one?
1990s rock and roll. Kurt Cobain drew on that drum head, that rainbow drum head, a caricature of the entire band, and Eddie Vedder, who happened to be on the phone at the time. This is written about in one of the Nirvana books.
Any profanity on it?
There may well be. I didn't notice.
Just knowing Kurt Cobain, I could imagine. And you also have this shirt that you won't be able to see very well over here, folks, but what's the story behind the shirt? I know you have Jimmy on top of it.
It's terrific. Jimi Hendrix, of course, is one of the most collectible rock and roll icons, and this is a photo ID'd shirt. A photo ID, of course, is the best way to have any item. And a gal who was a big fan, followed Jimmy to every gig in the late 60s. She had a brooch at the Wellington Hotel lobby. She traded Jimmy for this shirt.
Wow. And
he's worn that brooch a lot as well.
And it's got a little bit of Jimmy's ring around the collar, as you can tell.
I didn't know.
Mark, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Really interesting stuff. That'll do it for This OK Entertainment. Appreciate it.